Hello everybody, this is an online proficiency test for the English language that I've shown to some of my students. I'll be going through the reasons behind the correct answers. Hopefully I get them all right. Here we go. So, the baby boy saw himself in the mirror. Because it's a boy, it's male, himself for boy, herself for feminine, and itself if it's something that is genderless or an unknown gender. So himself is the answer. A lot of trains are running late today due to the heavy storms. So trains ran in the past and it's still happening, and as a result we need a continuous verb. So we use running, and we are always going to be using are for a plural as opposed to is. A train is running late today. A lot of trains are running late today. Okay, wind strong last night. This one will be there was a strong wind last night. This is talking about something normally in the present tense. In a past tense or a more general sort of tense, we can use there or here. Here if it's close to us, there if it's just in the general area. So there was a strong wind all around us last night. We use the word there. Firstly, I want to congratulate you all. Secondly, I would like to wish you good luck. And finally, the final point I make, an ly at the end makes it an adverb, an adjective of a verb. I finally hope you have enjoyed the course. Okay, so this is a health advice. Clean your teeth twice a day to avoid having health problems. Therefore, you should use the word should. All of them can make sentences, but for health advice, so it's saying something that it's better if you do it, and therefore we use should. Can means you have the capability. Will means you have no choice, you've been forced to do it. Should is you have the capability, and there should also be the desire to do it. The desire to do it should exist as well. This one, children thought they were in danger when they saw the bull. Danger in this sense is just a term, it's just a word that we use without an article like a or the in front of it. In danger. Same, the children sat in fear. That would be another one. Fear would be another word where you don't necessarily need an article before it. This next one, Jack and Jill have different thoughts about the weather. Jack thinks it will rain. Jill thinks it is clearing, but the clouds are clearing, which means they're disappearing. Jack is saying we will see very soon. So Jill disagrees with what Jack has said, which is the opposite of agree. Jack has an opinion that it will rain. Jill does not, because the clouds are clearing. That means they're disappearing. The sky is becoming clear. Next one. I really don't like this meal. Money in the world wouldn't get me to eat it. We have a term in English, all the money in the world, which we use that term for something we really don't want to do. All the money in the world wouldn't get me to keep working at that place, as an example. Something that you really don't want to do. It's not to be taken literally, but it's something where we have no desire to do it. Okay, for this one, nouns in the English language have a bit of a strange convention to how we order the adjectives. It's quite a long list. I'll give a link to what it is. In this instance, the correct answer is long black leather. So we have the size, the color, and then the material. There's all sorts of different adjectives that need to be categorized. So I will leave a link about the order of them. I must report to the meeting that Cyrus has completed his first piece of work well ahead of schedule. However, his work has been handed in late. Sequentially is something in sequence. Subsequently is almost like what has happened next, which differs to what had happened before. Consequently is what has happened as a consequence of the first clause of the sentence. Now, the first clause of the sentence is he finished his work well ahead of schedule, but his work ended up being handed in late. That means that his work being handed in late is not a consequence of the first part being well ahead of schedule. If the first part was well behind schedule, then that would explain why everything ends up being late. So subsequently is what happens. Subsequently, Cyrus completed his first piece of work well ahead of schedule. Subsequently, however, his work has been handed in late. Next one. That's very good of you, but you need not have paid me back until tomorrow. Which means you didn't need to pay me back until tomorrow. Would not, could have worked, and could not, could have worked. They both make sentences, but what this sentence is trying to say is that it wasn't necessary for you to have paid me back tomorrow. Not wouldn't as if you would have chosen to not pay me back, or couldn't as if you didn't have the capability. Needed as in you had the capability, but you didn't need to have the desire. I had been intending to stop smoking even before I got this bad cough. So just a past tense of sorts, past perfect. I had been intending to stop smoking. Oh, I watched the new TV show last night. Was it any good? Yes, mind you, the TV is so old I could see very little. So, mind you is almost like a short word way of saying I'm reminding you of something. Or I will remind you that the TV set is so old so I can see very little. Just a shorthand way of saying that. So mind you, the TV set is so old I could see very little. Consider is a synonym for think about. Consider your options, think about your options. Talk and converse are exact synonyms. Complete. All of these could actually be correct, but complete normally means to finish something. You can also have, a complete circle, a full circle, complete a game, to go through a game or complete a level, but really it's talking about finish. That is the best fit. Return. Return to the shops, go back to the shops. Report. A report and an account can be the same thing. Some information that has been recorded down that you need to keep and maybe look back on for a certain reason. She hit her while she was playing football, hit her motor, hit her tail, hit her shoulder. She shouldn't have a motor or a tail, so it should be her shoulder. Her shoulder hit up against something else whilst playing football. What went to the police? The solicitor, which is a lawyer. The solicitor went to the police. It was bad, but it was not a crime. So something that perhaps is unethical, but isn't illegal. It was bad, but it was not a crime. This is a bit of a strange one, but there's a term called concrete proposal, which means a solid proposal, a solid idea. Concrete builder is not quite right, and neither is thrill. So concrete proposal is the term that we're looking for here. Tender. A tender diet, tender words, or tender beast. It's tender words, meaning kind words. Sophisticated. So sophisticated can mean classy looking. Purse could work, but dress is far more common. A sophisticated looking dress. She looked like a very sophisticated lady in that very sophisticated and elegant dress. Blunt. I've heard of blunt proposition, but this one was blunt instrument, which perhaps is a bit more common in certain parts of the world. Maybe in the United Kingdom, a little bit more common. It just literally means something that's not sharp. So if somebody attacks somebody with a hammer, they've attacked somebody with a blunt instrument. And there we go. That's what we need to get for all of them. If you've got any questions about anything, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for your time.